start with, what is aura photography?
Well, great. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah. I know, get right to it.
I know, and the smoothie's great. Aura photography is, it's a process that is done. The technology itself is biofeedback technology, which if you come into my space, you put your hand on a sensor plate that's biofeedback, and what that does is takes the energy that you're emitting from the acupressure points of your hand. That's where the contact points are. So it's taking the that energy that is basically coming out from your meridian points through the acupressure points of your hand, and then it was calibrated by color seeing psychics. So the man that created it, Guy Coggins, that specific technology, he used to work in tech and also metaphysics. So he put his basically his life's work into creating these cameras. The first one being the Polaroid version of the camera. It's all the same calibration, essentially.
That's what I was going to ask, because I did this before I met you in New York City. In
the Magic, like in Chinatown.
Magic, and I was wondering, is this the same technology?
It's the exact same technology. When I was researching which one to buy, which camera to buy, I went up to Redwood City. I went and drove up, and I sat with Guy Coggins, and I went through the options, and he's like a little Willy Wonka. So he was like beep bopping, going through and showing me all the different options. He was so excited to show me this, and I was like, slow down. But
they're all different prices too.
They're all different prices, yeah. But I could have gone with the standard Polaroid one. But what I was interested in is I was specifically interested in differentiating it with the video version of the technology, which was capturing the animated aura, and that I wanted that to be my differentiator in the marketplace, so then you can not only see the cool video of your aura in motion, but then you can also see a more holistic version of like what's actually happening. As with anything, with photographs, we're capturing a split second of the story, and so that's what I wanted to get with the animated auras, being a more comprehensive version of what's actually happening in your energy field. And to circle back to how he created the technology, he calibrated it with color seeing psychics, and I've done thousands of readings, and they've continuously struck a chord with the subject. So I would say that I trust his calibration.
So when you say he calibrated it with color seeing psychics, that means that he worked with psychics to implement the colors that you use?
So essentially to write the code. So he would probably test it on different subjects, and then assign a color and a placement to an energetic value, if that makes sense. So and in the technology is interesting because it also is very specific to it's so I could talk about it. It's like,
that's what we're here.
So aura photos, they the way that the aura is read is that you have your masculine side on your right hand side, and then on the left hand side is your feminine side. So, and then you also have your past, your present, and your future in the photograph. And so it's nuanced. It's so nuanced in the sense that you can have different things show up in your zones, which help me as the reader be able to actually give you an accurate interpretation of what is going on in your energy field at the moment that you came to see me.
Yeah, because her reading was very accurate at that time, and I was not a non-believer at the time. I just didn't understand it.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't.
Yeah, and I was surprised that you gave me a past, present, and future, because I thought it was just going to be like, your aura is yellow, which means that you're happy right now, but it actually there's a lot more than that.
Yeah, and people and sure, like people come in and they're like, oh, I thought you were just going to give me and sometimes people think that red is bad because it's red.
Well, none of them are bad.
None of them are bad, but there are challenging, like with anything in life, there's a shadow and a light. attribute, and there's a spectrum that exists with them. So with the aura colors, that's the same thing. There's with red, the light aspect of it is that it's passion, it's like vibrancy, it's of the body, it's action oriented. When you're in your high attributes of that, you're really in motion and you're really getting a lot of stuff done in a positive way, and then and you're passionate about it. And then the shadow side of it is that you could be really angry and be really holding on to a lot of that trauma and like kind of like just angry. And so that's the shadow aspect of it. And so the way that I explain the energy whenever I see somebody that has that's in the middle grade, because a lot of people will be like in the middle grade of the color, I'll be like, well, especially if you're red, it's easy to slide into the shadow side of, if you're not maintaining your daily practices and if you're not getting your rest, when you're at your best.
Yeah.
When you're like taking care of yourself, when you're hydrating, when you're actually like maintaining your stress levels, you're not going to be as triggered to be on the shadow side of whatever vibration level you're at. So let's say that it is like, a lot of people are familiar with the chakra levels, like being like the root all the way to the crown. So that's kind of how I explain the energetic color, like the vibration of each aura. The red being the slowest of the vibrations, the root, the root. And so it's kind of, they're each associated with a chakra. The meanings are a little bit different, but generally, if you know your way around the chakras, you can kind of figure out your way around the aura colors. But you can rise to a different level like over time and over like doing work. But there's just sometimes in our lives when, like, for example, if you're moving around a lot, your body calls for being in that centered, action-based, confident. So a lot of people, creative entrepreneurs, show up red orange all the time. Especially I show up red orange all the time when I'm on the road and traveling with all my stuff, because I really need to access that groundedness, and I need to access the my type A, my Virgo, my getting that done. And but also like the orange is the creativity and your confidence, which you need as a business owner and things like that. So a lot of times when you're in that charge phase, you need that extra energy, so it's good. So, and you can call in a lot of these, you can utilize that language and those colors to call that energy into your life too. I feel very strongly about the fact that you can really shift your aura with intention and with practice.